those who have been cancer and their loved ones. Clinical trials introduce new hope for patients, providing access to cutting-edge and potentially life-saving new treatments, while patients receive the best current care or treatments available. My hope is that all people diagnosed with cancer have access to effective treatments that will give them longer survival. Talk to your doctor to see if the clinical trial may be the best choice for you or a loved one. To learn more, visit standuptocancer.org/.
I wish I did. I can't believe I'm missing out on Greg's wedding.
Whoa. Grandma's about to crowd surf.
Grandma's about to what? What?
Man, I'll call you back.
Oh, man.
Sounds like another case of flu FOMO. Don't get stuck at home with the flu. A flu shot is safe, effective, and you can get it at the same time as your COVID-19 vaccine. A flu shot is the best way to prevent the flu and its potentially serious complications. It keeps you protected and also protects your loved ones. Protecting our community can't wait. So why get stuck inside with the flu? Don't get flu FOMO. Learn more at getmyflushot.org.
Brought to you by the AMA, CDC, and the
KORE, Springfield, Eugene. I'm former Beaver, TJ Hushmanzada, and you're listening to the Valley's best sports station, Fox Sports Eugene.
Portions of this show are recorded. Ready for liftoff.
3, 2, 1.
Live from Laurelwood Golf Course in Eugene. The best guests.
Coach Mark Waskowski, Noah Eagle,
Adam Rittenberg,
Mike Parker, Kenyon Barnard, Jonathan Stewart.
Smart, informative talk.
Research Stadium, the Valley Football Complex, is really nice. It's incredible. And it's not just, it's nice for Kravats. It's nice. Mm-hmm. You can sit there and say, well, BYU's resume is better. Okay, well, if you stacked BYU against Oregon on a field, even in a neutral site, who are you going to take? Who are you taking?
And a few detours.
Can I share an amazing quote? Okay. We're watching this game with my 97-year-old grandma, and that was like taking candy from a baby. Almost an insult. That was from Nemo? Yes, that's awesome.
The long wait is over. The fastest 60 minutes in sports is on the air. It's Danny Havel.
Grandpa always said, if you want to get out of a hole, stop digging.
Justin Grossweiner.
Just getting the win, it's nice. You know, you got to just enjoy the little things sometimes.
Golf, green grass, and a foamy beverage.
The house is like 400 yards away. Is that good?
Danny and Justin starts now, live from Laurelwood Golf on Fox Sports Eugene and Fox Sports Newport.
Hello, neighbors, and welcome down deep in the valley of the Laurelwood Golf Course and Pub. It is the Danny and Justin radio program, our last show of 2025. Welcome, my friends, to the fastest 60 minutes in sports. You can follow us on Twitter and Blue Sky, Danny and Justin. Also on the old, podcast, wherever you're at, Danny and Justin, or the fastest 60 minutes. We've got a great show for you today. The minister, George Wrighster, is going to join us to talk one last time about the ramp up till tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., the kickoff at Hard Rock Stadium in the Orange Bowl between Oregon and Texas Tech. We've got a college football quarterfinal tonight. We have some clarity in big bets, which we're going to get to in a moment. We will also talk Oregon State men's and women's basketball, a little Oregon women's basketball as well, which is coming up on New Year's Day. Welcome, friends. Abby back in the studio. I'm Danny. Right over there is Goose, Steve Mims, and our tag team partner, Justin Grossweiner. We call him Baby J.
Well, just like I said in the open, it was some pretty good advice. You got to just enjoy the little things sometimes. Enjoy a win. I'm going to do that today.
All right. We'll get to that in just a second. Thanks for tuning in wherever and however. No big bets this week, but we do have some resolution because we did finish our big bets. If you've been playing along with us all season long, we started it back in September. We would pick 5 games, no Oregon State. It would have to be at least a 7-point or under spread. We did divert a little bit later on in the season. We had a couple NFL weeks in there. We had a couple of weird games. Goose, Steve Mims, was not happy with some of the games I picked throughout the season, which I'm sure I'm going to start
even
hearing
more
about
unhappy now. Even more unhappy now.
See, here it is. Here it comes. But going into this week, I was up by 4 games on Justin. Right? No, 5 games on Justin. I was up by 2 games on you, and you were up, so that means you would have been up 3 games on Justin. Okay. The only way, literally the only way Justin was going to rise like a phoenix, like Lazarus, or dare I say, after 3 days, coming out by going 5-0. And at 9 a.m., actually, it started at 9 a.m. and it finished about 11:45 when Iowa set down Vanderbilt. The resurrection was complete. Justin, in his first time ever in 2 years doing big bets, went 5-0 and caught you. And so you got eaten by the bear in big bets. You are the loser.
Thank you. Thank you. Listen, is this where you like snap your fingers and I disappear or something like that?
No, this isn't wicked. You are
like the weakest link.
Well, congratulations to Justin. I'm glad if I get beat, it took a historic performance for him to do it. As I told him all year long, I've kind of been on this, the SEC. He's been anti-SEC. I've been like, SEC's not that bad.
Well, he hates Alabama. He hates LSU.
I know when it ends with 2 straight, he picks against the SEC and 2 straight. I took the SEC.
I was with you.
I even got an anti-LSU in this week, too.
Yeah,
we both went 1-4. So, but you needed to get one more game.
I know.
And so Penn State was the decider for me to outlast the both of you, which is crazy.
Right.
But I was the only one to pick Penn State.
Yep.
Out of the 3 of us.
No, I picked Penn State.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
okay, that's fine.
5-0.
Well, you obviously you went 5. Okay, so you didn't though.
Bowl games are dumb to pick anyway. You don't know who's playing. Who cares?
Part of the fun.
It's dumb. It's dumb.
All right, so we got bowl games to talk about still, and honestly, the bowl games are a part of the college football playoff now. Now we start getting into the heart. We've still got a couple of bowls left. We've got a Holiday Bowl left with SMU. Who's SMU playing? Arizona. I think that could be a pretty good game. That's going to be the day after the New Year's Day bowls, which is just crazy to me that there's still bowl games after the college football playoff quarterfinal. But we've got a huge matchup, including tonight. It kicks it off, Miami and Ohio State in the 7-10 match. No,
it's not a bowl game though. We got to separate ourselves. Bowl games and playoff games.
All right,
you can't tell me
reporter guy.
You can't tell me that a bowl game that doesn't matter is the same as a playoff game that does.
Okay, so it's Miami, Ohio State tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is the 2-10 matchup, right? So, but Miami coming in, you on Cristobal Island.
I'm on it tonight, baby.
Are you really?
I am.
You're all in on Miami tonight?
Yeah, I think their line matches up. I think to me it's Carson Beck. If we get bad Carson Beck, I think Carson Beck's been playing well the last couple of weeks. I think Ohio State's got the young quarterback, first playoff game. Carson Beck's in his 3rd playoff season. I'm going to say that Mario gets rid of some of his demons. Carson Beck gets rid of some demons.
Okay.
And we are all on Cristobal Island tonight.
So I do have some fun facts, by the way, that I'm going to share with you guys on the Orange Bowl. I literally have fun. I think it's like 20 pages.
This show 2 or 3 hours today.
It's 1 hour.
Well, then you better get going on it.
No, that's gonna be in the last segment. We're gonna have some fun in that last segment as well. But we're gonna talk more Orange Bowl. We got George Wrighster coming up, the minister. Unafraid Show. He does Talking Ducks with Aaron Fentress. He also has the College Football Apostles show that he does. He's been on CBS, Fox, and Sirius XM.
He just broadcasts on Twitter too.
And so we're gonna have the minister. I just literally called him up like an hour ago and said, "Hey, can you hop on?" Eric Scopel, who we were originally going to have on the program, is wrestling a manatee.
Well, I just saw a picture of Eric Scopel in an ocean. I just saw it
on the beaches of Miami.
Yeah, he's in the ocean with Zach. Him and Zach Neal are in the ocean together right now.
Okay, yeah. So he's
along
done
with Matt Preem. So.
Yeah, he's done. That's all right. He's done. That's okay. No. We'll deal with that when we get back. That's programming issues. We're not going to deal with that. But we'll also talk about Oregon State men's and women's basketball as both of them get wins. Oregon women have an opportunity for a bounce back on New Year's Day tomorrow in the afternoon after the Orange Bowl is done. And it's still odd to me that the Orange Bowl is being played at 9 a.m. I mean, come on, Steve. You and I. I mean, less with Justin, but you and I. That was
it was the 5:30.
It was always the late
after
window.
the Rose Bowl. It was after the Rose Bowl.
Always the late window.
Yeah, you had the Rose Bowl, and then that, and then the Sugar Bowl.
You started out with the Cotton Bowl in the morning, and yeah. So we'll talk about that. So
This was in my lifetime, by the way. I do remember this.
What do you mean?
It
It
wasn't
wasn't
quickly?
It was in your lifetime that it
Yeah.
switched?
I think so. Yeah.
He's not 10.
Well, he very well could be. So, all right. So you got to pay off the bet.
Yeah, we're going to do it out here, right? It's going to be at Laurelwood.
Mm-hmm. So the official standings ended up like this. I ended up at 43 and 42.
What time is happy hour, and what are the cheapest dining nights out here? Nick, if you can get Nick to show me if he has like a happy hour and a cheap menu to bring out, I'm going to be excited because I had to pay off the dang March Madness last time, so
Yes,
I'm
you
0-2. I'm 0-2
That's
now
right.
in bigger bets.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
right.
So I don't know what's going on.
I'm going to talk to Nick and find out when's bargain night out here.
So let me finish this. So 43 and 42. I was the only one to finish over the Mendoza line. You guys both finished at 5. You finished at 500 though.
Okay.
Yeah. You finished at 500.
I'm okay with that.
Right? Come on now. You got to be happy with it. You both finished 43 and 40. Actually, you finished. Yeah, you had 43 and 43. So
would have liked to
all
get
right.
into 44.
Would have been nice, but you didn't. So there's
Thanks, Randy. Thanks, Tennessee.
Yeah, I want to thank Illinois and Iowa.
You got a whole acceptance speech.
You get up there when you're gathering your trophy. You have a little thing. You want to thank your mom and your
I'm gonna
meemaw
bring
and
out some hats.
and your sister. Okay. So just for the listening audience, we are going to have our next session of Big Bet starting middle of January. So stay tuned for that. So we're gonna unveil Big Bets. First time we've ever done Big Bets during the basketball season. So we will have it through hoops at least. We're still undecided on whether or not we're gonna do spring summer, but we're gonna at least do it through March Madness. So the opportunity going to be is that's the same thing. It's going to be a weekly prize, a 2-night stay, $100 on your player's card if you beat our best record. If not, South Coast Special Olympics, and they get to give Justin the big nod today for $100 to South Coast Special Olympics if our Brain Trust wins. So that will start January 16th. We will unveil the winner of the big Super Bowl suite giveaway from all the folks that participated and won during our first session of Big Bets on January 16th. We'll do that live at Coquel Casino, right? You're in. You're in. I'm in. All right. So there we go. All right. So kids, let's talk a little bit quickly about this. And we've had a lot of discussion with a lot of different folks during the week on Texas Tech and Oregon. And, you've heard Dan Lanning and Joey McGuire, the coaches, talk on the dais. And since Justin and I have talked about it a lot, we haven't had a lot of discussion from you on it, Mims. I'm going to open up the floor first for you because for me, it seems like, and I've said it already on the program, is you can look in a mirror at yourself. Great defense, swarming defense, an offense that can be explosive on both sides of the football. Something's going to give here. Or is it going to be they're going to just pound stone on stone, rock on rock, and it's going to be one of those where nobody gets a real advantage?
Yeah, I think it's close, low-scoring, defensive-oriented. That said, if there's a pick six, if there's a fumble recovery, if there's a 85-yard touchdown run where somebody breaks through, I think that's could be the difference in this thing. If there's an unexpected 7, because I've got this thing like in that 23-13, 23-17 range.
Wow, it's a lot
so
for you.
Suddenly, it's a lot for me. That is a lot for me.
I'm sorry, that's a pretty good line right there. You've been in the 30s.
Very good point.
Okay.
So I think this thing could turn if, like I say, if there's a pick six, if there's something like that, because if it goes according to form, I do think it's kind of the butting of the heads. I think it's some field goals, a touchdown here and there, and this thing kind of stays within 7 points the whole way. But if somebody could get a big momentum turning play, like it's not even a passing one, but just if Dr. Hill gets 85, or if Dante Moore throws a pick six like he almost threw last week, I think that changes things.
I see more ways for Oregon to win this game than I do Texas Tech. I think Texas Tech has a better special team, so I could see that coming into play, maybe one of those momentum plays like you're talking about. But just I could see Dante Moore also just getting on a heater and not being able to be stopped. I could see Oregon's run game, which Texas Tech has not had trouble with the run all season long. They're the second best in terms of yards per carry on the season, except for one game where their quarterback wasn't playing.
Baron Morton wasn't
playing. So they haven't had to deal with an attack that has had success running the ball. So if Oregon can do that all of a sudden, I think that's going to be huge. I'm really looking forward to that. I think it's going to be close. I could go either way on this game, honestly, but I do think there's more ways that I can see for Oregon to win it than I do for Texas Tech.
The Danny and Justin radio program live with Goose from Laurelwood Golf Course and Pub. Of course, there's still some golf going on. I mean, if you want to get out there and get in the cold and get the gloves on and stuff like that, you get down to the driving range as well. You know, you can do that out here at Laurelwood. Year-round golf here in Eugene, especially when it's not snowing and it doesn't get too cold. Here's where I'm landing finally on this game, and I have literally looked at this from every way possible, read all the, the 5 things to watch and all that. Is, to me, it's going to be a chess match between Will Stein and the Texas Tech defense in terms of how he wants to attack. Is he going to try and throw the ball out, trying to get into space, try and open up the run game, or is he just going to go, you know what, we're going to go hat on hat. I'm going to try and establish the run first. If I can get that going, then it's going to open up my passing game. To me, that's going to be the first couple of series are going to tell me what that strategy is going to be. Because I have seen Oregon in the one loss that they had against Indiana, they could not solve what Indiana was doing up front. They tried it from both sides, and nothing really worked with any kind of consistency. Those first couple of series for me are going to be what's going to happen. I believe that he's going to put the ball in Dante Moore's hands. He's going to try and get guys out in space and see if they can stretch that defense a bit. And if they can stretch them just a little bit, then it's going to be De'Aaron Hill, it's going to be Noah Whittington, it's going to be Jordan Davidson between the tackles and try and pound them inside, keep the ball away from that offense, and then when they turn it over to their defense, they are going to make Baron Morton beat them. They're going to shut down the run, and they're going to make the quarterback from the Red Raiders beat them in this game.
Yeah, I want to see that front four of Texas Tech, which is what, $10.5 million in NIL money. Bailey, who came over from Stanford, and the rest of those guys against the Joe Moore War runners-up. That's what I want to see. Is sort of can Texas Tech get the pressure to make Dante Moore uncomfortable? Can Oregon offset that? And Rodriguez, obviously, at the linebacker spot. Can they push back and give Dante the time that he needs and open up some running holes? I'm interested to see if Texas Tech's in the backfield and starting to scare Dante a little bit more or put some pressure on him and give him less time. How does he react to that? So I want to see that matchup between the Texas Tech, like I say, the multi-million-dollar defensive line against the Joe Moore Award runner-up.
I just want to see what they're going to do against Jacob Rodriguez. I mean, this guy is a Heisman finalist. He was an absolute stud all season long, 117 tackles. And he also has a ton of forced fumbles. Those are one of those momentum plays that you can see. And offensively, I remember against Indiana, of course, I mentioned the run game. That's going to be huge. But I remember a lot of just screens or deep shots, but nothing in the intermediate area. So I would love to see some of these intermediate passes. I think those are the hardest to defend. I think you've got the quarterback advantage. So I'd like to see them, if you can't get the run going, be able to take advantage.
Well, you've got all your weapons offensively back now because Evan Stewart hasn't been back all year long, so I'm not going to include him for this game. Well, yeah, but I mean, we haven't seen him all season long. So it's not like it's a minus because he hasn't seen the field. But you got Gary Bryant Jr. back, not on the injury report. You've got Corey Moore back, not on the injury report. So you figure those guys are 100% healthy, ready to go. So you've got your full complement of weapons for Oregon offensively. This is going to be a game, I think, in the first half where if Oregon can establish things offensively and put 17 points up, possibly even 20, 21 points up in the first half, that is a huge advantage for Oregon in this game. If it is a 10-3 game at half, then it's going to be a nail-biter down to the finish. Whoever's got the football last eventually might win this game. All right, we're going to take our first break. When we come back, the minister, who knows a heck of a lot more than we do, is going to join us. The great George Wrighster is going to be on the program next. Danny and Justin and Goose live from Laurelwood Pub on a Wednesday, the last day of 2025.
Turn it up. Let's go. 1050 AM, 102.9 FM, and FoxSportsEugene.com. Other stations can say they cover the Ducks and Beavers, but we bring the receipts. You're listening to Danny and Justin on Fox Sports Eugene.
Men like to get the most out of things. We expect results.
Fox Sports Eugene.
I'm Danny. And I'm Justin. We talk local sports weekdays.
I'm John Canzano, and I talk Ducks and Beavers weekdays.
I'm Scoot Henderson, and this is your home for Trailblazers basketball. 102.9 Fox Sports Eugene.
Fox Sports Eugene.
I'm Dan Patrick, and you can catch me weekday mornings.
I'm John Canzano, and I talk Ducks and Beavers weekdays.
Hi, this is Justin Herbert. Catch every Chargers game on 102.9 Fox Sports Eugene.
What are you looking for in a realtor? Whether you're buying or selling, you want someone smart, someone who knows the local market and a track record of making their clients very happy. Hi, I'm Susan Heisey, broker owner of Bailey & Heisey Real Estate, an independent brokerage in South Eugene. I've been helping clients make smart real estate decisions for over 20 years. I work with only a handful of clients at a time, giving them a high level of attention and guidance. Call or text when you're ready to discuss your goals.
Fox Sports Newport.
I'm Danny. And I'm Justin. We talk local sports weekdays.
I'm John Canzano, and I talk Ducks and Beavers weekdays.
Hi, I'm Jerry Allen. Listen to the Ducks on 92.7 FM Fox Sports Newport.
Man, this Medicare stuff is confusing.
That's why I've got the playbook. Let me answer all your questions and get the coverage that's right for you.
Don't make Medicare choices on your own.
Go to turning65withscott.com today.
There's no max out of pocket with original Medicare?
I'm Scott Sims. I've spent years learning the ins and outs of Medicare insurance.
Get the coverage that's right for you.
Don't make Medicare choices on your own.
Go to turning65withscott.com today.
Fox Sports Eugene.
I'm Danny. And I'm Justin. We talk local sports weekdays.
I'm John Canzano, and I talk Ducks and Beavers weekdays.
I'm Scoot Henderson, and this is your home for Trailblazers basketball. 102.9 Fox Sports Eugene.
On 102.9 FM and FoxSportsEugene.com. Broadcasting from the Bigfoot Beverages Studios. You're listening to Danny and Justin on Fox Sports Eugene.
We'll wind up the show with a little talk about the hardwoods. There will be basketball tomorrow. The collegiate ranks. We'll talk what Oregon State men's and women's did yesterday evening. Nice wins for both squads, and Oregon women taking on Northwestern at MKA. But first, let's head on over to the Oregon Man Clinics hotline at 541-343-5673. He is our good friend. We call him the Minister. He's a part of the Oregonian newspapers Talking Ducks with Aaron Fentress. He also hosts his own show, the Unafraid Show, the College Apostles. It's our good friend, the Minister, George Wrighster. George, when you started taking a look at this matchup in the Orange Bowl between Oregon and Texas Tech, I mean, what was the first thing that you looked at and you were like, this might be an advantage for one team or another?
So to me, I looked at it and I said, hold up. This Oregon team has played some very good defenses this year, right?
Okay.
And that this Texas Tech team, they are formidable. You cannot discount them. However, with that, this is the second best team that Oregon has played this year compared to Texas Tech. This is the best team that they've played all year. Oregon is the best team that Texas Tech has played all season. And so they're going to be tested in a lot of different ways. This is the best offensive line they've seen. This is the best defense that they've seen. And those types of things put you in situations that you're not accustomed to. And also, think about the amount of high leverage games that the Ducks have played this year at Kennett, They have had expectations all year compared to Texas A&M. They may have had internal expectations, but it didn't arise to the level that Oregon has had all year. Because if you falter, then all of a sudden there's the talk in the media, whereas Texas Tech did not have that same expectation from the media coming into this season.
Well, a lot of that's because they're in the Big 12, and that's sort of my question for you, George, is they have such good numbers. They only allow 11.3 points per game, et cetera, et cetera. They've done super well. But how much of that do you think, in your opinion, is because of the conference that they play in? Because obviously nobody respects the Big 12 as much as the SEC or the Big 10.
Well, first thing is they should be respecting them because this is not an opponent that you can just think that you can roll your helmets out on the field and win against. They are going to be tough. They are going to be physical. And I think that people put way too much stock into the conference thing because the conferences, since NIL has come around, are significantly closer than people really want to talk about and be honest about. that these things are tougher. And you're seeing it in the bowl games. And, of course, the SEC folks will go, oh, I mean, nobody really cares about these bowl games. Oh, yeah, but if you were winning them, you would be caring about them. And everybody's got opt-outs. Everybody's got players that aren't playing. So we don't want to hear your sob story. Go out there and win or don't.
George, with DeCorian coming back and Gary Bryant Jr. back, would you like to see Oregon kind of that first series get to both those guys, throw it deep to each of them? Or would you rather see them kind of maybe get a series to just kind of get their feet under them, do some blocking? Or would you want to throw it right away to a guy who hadn't been out there for a little bit?
I think that this is going to feel like a cop-out answer, but it's the truth. Here's the thing is, I do not care as long as they score on the first drive. It don't matter whether they throw it, run it, punt it, get a fumble. I don't care. Score on the first drive. That is all I care about. Just start the game fast because this Texas Tech team has been off for 25 days. And that is going to play a factor in this game on some level. If Oregon can start fast, then that'll be their advantage. If they don't, they might regret it.
Do you think that, I mean, we looked at last year, it was like you talked about, the team that had played came out and scored 27, 28 in a row. Do you think that this is a similar deal to where Oregon, having played that game, gives them an opportunity to jump on Texas Tech? Or do you think last year was maybe just, the overwhelming talent of Ohio State? Do you think that Oregon looks at this as saying, hey, since we played more quickly, we should be able to get off to a quicker start than them than maybe if we had both just played on a regular Saturday the week before?
Oh, I definitely think that Oregon is thinking that. And truthfully, Kirby Smart said it as well. He didn't even want to buy. He was like, find somebody for us to play, and we'll play. Because the coaches know that having a bye is a significant disadvantage because there's no way to simulate real football. You can try all you want. You can try to, be physical in practice and do all the things that you normally do, but you can't simulate the execution and the intensity that's needed to go out and win playoff games.
Follow him on Twitter at George Wrighster. Also follow him and like and subscribe at YouTube, The Unafraid Show. It's George Wrighster joining us, Fox Sports Eugene, Fox Sports Newport here for a Wednesday live at Laurelwood as we talk about the Orange Bowl matchup between Oregon and Texas Tech tomorrow. Kicks off at 9 a.m.
George, knowing how important possessions are going to be in this game with both teams clearly pretty evenly matched, how aggressive do you think that Dan Lanning is going to be on fourth down in this game?
The irony of that is that a lot of that is determined during the week. That Dan always talks about that those decisions are made during the week. I think that he's going to that they're going to come in with a plan, and it is probably going to be highly aggressive, particularly early in the game. Like if you're close to midfield and it's 4th and 1, especially if you've had success running the football, I think that's where you're going to see even more aggression from him.
Oregon leads the country in plays of 20-plus yards or more with 91. Texas Tech tied for second with 90. Both defenses, by the way, 33 plays of just 20 yards or more. They're tied for second in the country. Can Oregon or can Texas Tech? And must they win the battle of explosive plays, George?
Well, I think even more than getting explosive plays is not giving up explosive plays.
Okay.
And that's what Oregon has been very good at doing this season, is not giving up explosives. Because if you give up explosives, you're going to give up points. And then Oregon has to do a really good job in the red zone. They've been obviously not very good in the red zone all season. But they're playing against a team, Texas Tech, who's been bad in the red zone too. So this is a plus for the Ducks.
So, George, last year when we talked before the Rose Bowl game, we had a lot of discussion with former players, with you, with Kenyon, with Jonathan, with Ed Dixon, with others about a layoff and how long that layoff was, and because it was an oddity in terms of playing a high-level game, not just a bowl game, but playing a playoff game, and how we saw last year it actually did affect those top four teams in a negative way. So let's flip that script. Do you think that that was something that coaches took back and really were like, hey, we need to change things up for this season? And how do you think Texas Tech is going to deal with that?
Well, if I was Joey McGuire, I would be calling somebody who was in the playoff. But then,
yeah,
if I was playing against him, I wouldn't be answering the phone. So both of those things have to be true at the same time, where you don't want to give them any added advantage, but also you don't want to do bad by your friend either.
George,
so I think that both of those things are critically important.
George, I'm going to rely on you to give me some tight end experience here. When you've got Kenyon Sadiq and you're going up against potentially the best defensive line in the country, much less a front seven that includes a Heisman Trophy top 10 finisher and Jake Rodriguez, how much can Kenyon have to stay back and help with the blocking parts? How much do you want him? Can he, by going out in coverage, maybe take some of those linebackers with him? How important is the tight end and kind of how you use him to offset a front seven that might be the best they've seen this year?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that Kenyon is a mismatch, and so is Johnson. They're both, and they like to stay in base defense the majority of the game, where they're having three linebackers on in for the majority of the game, and that's not going to work against Oregon. They are going to make you cover every single blade of grass, as they should, and that's the thing. That's where I think that their biggest advantage is at the tight end spot.
George Wrighster joining us live on the Oregon Man Clinics hotline at 541-343-5673. It's Danny, it's Goose, it's Baby J. Live from Laurelwood Golf Course and Pub here on a Wednesday as we get ready on New Year's Eve, last day of 2025 for New Year's Day, and probably one of the best days of college football as we get it right at 9 a.m., the Orange Bowl between Texas Tech and Oregon. One more quick question on Oregon, and then I want to talk about some of the other bowl games if you got time, George. So when you talk about how Oregon's defense is going to have to try and control Texas Tech, it seems to me, and I might be wrong, so again, I want you to put your player's hat on and your coach's hat on and the experience that you have. Baron Morton seems to me to be the X factor, the quarterback for Texas Tech. Do you try and eliminate that run game and make Baron Morton beat you? Or is that too simplistic to try and think about for Oregon's defense and Tosh Lupoi?
Oh, I definitely don't think that that's too simple. I think that that's probably going to be the game plan. Is you always, as a defensive coordinator, you want to make them one-dimensional,
right?
Because if you can force them into the script and discourage them from even running the football early, so now when you're at like 3rd and 7, and sometimes teams try to sneak in runs and stuff like that, if you snuff those out early, then all of a sudden they're like, uh-oh, we have to pass. And now that allows you to cover significantly different.
How good is Baron Morton? Like, obviously, like, their Ducks have the quarterback advantage in this game. That's kind of the narrative. But I think that people are not giving him enough credit because he's a good quarterback. But
he's undefeated when he started games.
Like, where do you see the difference between those two quarterbacks, I guess?
a lot of it is arm talent and decision making, right?
Okay.
Is where there's not a throw on the football field that Dante Moore cannot make. He is elite at every single level. I saw him throw when he was coming out of high school, and he was down at 3D what they coach quarterback. I'm sorry, they coach quarterbacks, and they've coached Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, everybody else, and Dante Moore was the best non-professional that I've ever seen throw the football. And I've seen a lot of kids throw the football.
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest difference in the two. And it's not to act like Baron Morton's a bum, because he is not. He's a good football player. But I do think that there are levels to this. And Dante Moore is on a different level.
All right, Minister. So as we wrap things up, the 4-5 matchup, obviously one of the most intriguing matchups, especially for our listening audience and for you being an Oregon alum. But out of the other games, is there one that you're looking at just like, you know what, that one could be the game that, because you got a lot of different matchups that are a lot more disparate in terms of the seedings. That could be the game that there could be an upset. Is it Miami against Ohio State? Could it be Alabama, who was kind of like the outsider coming in? Could they knock off Indiana? What game are you looking at? It's like that one could be the one that it happens.
I'm looking at two. I'm looking at the game today, the Cotton Bowl between Ohio State and Miami.
Yeah.
If Carson Beck doesn't turn the ball over, Miami could be in business. And then the other one would be Indiana. That Indiana game could get real
sloppy game.
Well, because
it's raining, right? You're down there. It's raining right now.
Yep, it definitely is. But it's not a monsoon, but the field is going to be wet. It's going to be wet, and that obviously can have an impact on the game, because it's a grass field being damp and loose, because they typically put in a brand new track for the Rose Bowl, but it's been raining the last few days, and last week it poured down as well. So now the grass may not have had a chance to fully set for it, and that could definitely impact the track and how the game goes.
Well, Mayor, we'll be watching along with you. Thank you so much for your time. Love listening to your content. Looking forward to the next big thing that you do, because I know you got more stuff cooking. You always do.
Absolutely do. Absolutely do. 2026 is going to be going crazy. Unafraid Show on YouTube. YouTube just contacted me. We are one of the fastest growing college football channels on YouTube right now. We hopefully, we're over 26,000 subscribers, almost to 27, probably by the end of the day. And then hoping to be to 100,000 by next year. And we also have the off-season coaching interviews. We'll have Dan back on, Dan Lanning. Dabo Sweeney will be back on. We'll have Kyle Whittingham at Michigan, Morgan Scalley at Utah. We got Kenny Dillingham, so many other dudes that are lined up to be on the show. So I'm excited.
Well, we love having you on the program. You just made Goose very happy by your love for Miami, looking at that game as being possibly one of the upset. He's been on Cristobal Island all year long, just so you know.
all by himself?
Yep.
For pretty much the most part.
I'm sitting here all night tonight with a drink in my hand.
Actually, there's somebody else on Cristobal Island, too. That is Aaron Fentress.
Oh.
Wow.
I could spend some time hanging out with Aaron. I'm good. If there's somebody on my island, I'm glad if it's Aaron. That's good.
He is a Miami fan.
Okay.
A Miami Hurricanes fan.
Well, you can tell him next time that Goose, Steve Mims, is also there with him, so he's not alone. He's got somebody to talk to on Cristobal Island. Minister, thank you very much, buddy. We love you.
Yep. All right. Thanks.
There he goes, the great Minister. of everything college football. It's George Wrighster, who I'll tell you what, man, when he brings it, he brings it.
That dude's pretty good, man. I tell you what, and that's why I was glad to be able to ask him a tight end question, because there was not going to get a better answer than from George Wrighster.
Absolutely not. And tight end could be a big position in this game. And for Oregon, they got a couple that they can line into. So, all right, we'll take our last break before top of the hour. When we come back, we'll discuss a little bit of college football, I think. Yeah, college basketball.
Probably basketball.
College football as well.
It's a sport that they play.
I'm exhausted. We come back on the Danny and Justin radio program live from Laurelwood, and some fun facts from the Orange Bowl when we come back here on a Wednesday.
Attention, please. Attention, please.
Have you heard Fox Sports UG?
I'm Danny.
And I'm Justin. We talk local sports weekdays. I'm John Canzano, and I talk Ducks and Beavers weekdays.
I'm Scoot Henderson, and this is your home for Trailblazers basketball. 102.9 Fox Sports Eugene.
Fox Sports UG.
I'm Dan Patrick, and you can catch me weekday mornings.
I'm John Canzano, and I talk Ducks and Beavers weekdays.
Hi, this is Justin Herbert. Catch every Chargers game on 102.9 Fox Sports Eugene.
What are you looking for in a realtor? Whether you're buying or selling, you want someone smart, someone who knows the local market and a track record of making their clients very happy. Hi, I'm Susan Heisey, broker owner of Bailey & Heisey Real Estate, an independent brokerage in South Eugene. I've been helping clients make smart real estate decisions for over 20 years. I work with only a handful of clients at a time, giving them a high level of attention and guidance. Call or text when you're ready to discuss your goals.
Fox Sports Newport.
I'm Danny. And I'm Justin. We talk local sports weekdays. I'm John Canzano, and I talk Ducks and Beavers weekdays.
Hi, I'm Jerry Allen. Listen to the Ducks on 92.7 FM Fox Sports Newport.
Man, this Medicare stuff is confusing.
That's why I've got the playbook. Let me answer all your questions and get the coverage that's right for you.
Don't make Medicare choices on your own.
Go to turning65withscott.com today.
There's no max out of pocket with original Medicare?
I'm Scott Sims. I've spent years learning the ins and outs of Medicare insurance.
Get the coverage that's right for you.
Don't make Medicare choices on your own.
Go to turning65withscott.com today.
Fox Sports UG.
I'm Danny. And I'm Justin. We talk local sports weekdays. I'm John Canzano, and I talk Ducks and Beavers weekdays.
I'm Scoot Henderson, and this is your home for Trailblazers basketball. 102.9 Fox Sports Eugene.
Decide if you and your child are ready, almost ready, or not yet ready for their first phone. Go to healthychildren.org/phone ready quiz today.
Some of you are wondering, how did these guys get a show? Some of you may ask if Bill Knight was involved. Others may ask if the Reeser family was involved. The answer to both questions is yes. This is Danny and Justin on Fox Sports Eugene.
Doc, Baby J, and Goose here from Laurelwood Pub and Golf Course on a Wednesday. Last day of 2025.
Live stream if they want to look at our handsome faces.
On YouTube. And there's like almost a dozen people doing that right now. We'll talk basketball real quick. Great job by the minister, George Wrighster.
Yep, that dude
Give us
knows
great
that dude
insight.
knows what he's talking about when it comes to football and
Absolutely.
college football and the Ducks in particular.
So, but you want to talk basketball for us? You want me to give you a couple of nuggets from the Orange Bowl that
Let's
I've got
do the
pulled up?
Orange Bowl nuggets.
You want to do the Orange Bowl nugget first? So,
Or slices, you could call them.
First.
Orange slices.
1890. Stop it. 1890, Pasadena, California held the first Tournament of Roses Parade showcase to showcase the city's mild weather. That prompted the folks in Miami in 1926 to do the Fiesta of American Tropics that was centered around a New Year's Day football game, which became the Orange Bowl. Did you guys know that?
No.
Okay. The King Orange Jamboree Parade is a part of the Orange Bowl. There was conference tie-in. So who were the conferences that were tied into the Orange Bowl? And who are the current conferences tied into the Orange Bowl outside of the college football playoff?
Well, I remember when Nebraska would play, they were playing for national championships.
Okay.
So I don't know if they were in the Big 12 at then or the Big 8, probably the Big 8 at that point.
It was actually the Big 10.
No, was it?
Yes.
Nebraska
Really?
was Nebraska. I'm talking, like those Tom Osborne years, I remember them playing in some, but maybe those because they were national championships. I don't know.
Atlantic
ACC?
Coast, the ACC is in there.
Mm-hmm.
SEC also is a secondary conference. Notre Dame is also in there as an independent.
They've got all their special rules.
Okay, so tell me the first, there was an MVP name for the first time, but only in 1965 did they start the MVP award.
Oh, you're asking me who the 1965
The
Orange Bowl
1960
MVP is?
You're going to know who it is, though.
Steve Spurrier.
Great guess.
Thank you.
Wrong.
I don't even know.
1965. I'll give you a
Give me
hint. A quarterback for Alabama.
Ken Stabler.
No.
Joe Namath.
In fact,
Joe Namath.
Joe Namath.
All
Okay,
right.
there you go.
In fact, the first two MVPs were both Alabama quarterbacks. The second one was 1966. You're not going to know this. It's Steve Sloan. Okay.
The great
So-
Steve Sloan.
Which I know that you know. Who has had the most appearances in the Orange Bowl?
Miami.
And I'm going to give you three teams to choose from.
Okay.
Oklahoma, Nebraska, and Miami.
Well, I don't understand.
Who's had the most
wait a minute, I
appearances?
said the Big 8, which is what Nebraska and Oklahoma were both in, and you told me that they weren't a part of
Well,
it.
that
but
was
they're
you know
by
what?
my
Then
best one.
go on Wikipedia and correct it, Goose. That's all I can
My
say.
answer is Nebraska.
I gave you Oklahoma, Nebraska, and Miami. What do you think?
Mentioned Miami, and then you mentioned Miami. So I'm going to go with the one that you guys both mentioned, Miami.
Well, he said Nebraska.
Yeah.
I know, but he said Miami
It's
first.
Oklahoma.
Oh.
Oklahoma's been in 20 times, and they have a 12-8 record,
Another
which,
Big
by
8.
the way, is the team that has the most wins
Okay.
in the Orange
Makes
Bowl.
sense.
All right, so has Oregon ever appeared in the Orange Bowl, yes or no?
No.
Okay, that was an easy one. I'm
Has
sorry.
Oregon ever played a football game in Florida, yes or no?
No.
I don't think so.
Well,
really?
Don't you have the answer
No,
to
I didn't do the Wikipedia research that you did today. I
Well, I mean,
covered. I
Justin,
covered.
Justin,
Oregon.
come on, you've covered them for so long.
I covered a game in Virginia when they played Virginia, and I know they played
Okay.
at Georgia, but I don't think they played in Florida.
So, by the way, you're right. So, I do have this information. I just didn't go deep enough. The Big 8, which is
Thank
what
you.
you were okay,
Thank
42
you.
appearances, the SEC 40, the ACC 29, independents, not independents, but independent teams 29 times, the Big 10 just 12 times.
Okay,
So
well,
this is only the 13th appearance by a quote-unquote Big 10 team in
I
the
said
Orange
the
Bowl.
Big 8, and you said Big 10 at me. So I'm just.
I
trying to
think
make
you're just
sure.
still upset about the way we started the show,
I am.
to be honest.
Diego Pavia has ruined my New Year's Eve. Is what it comes down to.
I could have seen
My
that
New
coming.
Year's Eve was ruined by Diego Pavia.
All right, let's talk a little Oregon.
You can leave it in 2025 at least.
Yes.
You can flesh that away.
Yeah,
Bruce.
flushing big bets tonight at midnight.
So Oregon State men's and women's, they both get wins yesterday, which is very nice. Oregon State men's basketball bounces back. They come back with a win over San Francisco. The Dons 70-62 at Gill. Des White had 11 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Isaiah Sy led the Beavers with 18 points. Josiah Lake had another double-double, 14 points, went 4 for 4 for 3. And San Francisco scoring the first 4 points of the game, but the Beavers came rattling back. And now Oregon State, as they head into the weekend, are now even in WCC play, both against San Francisco. They're 8-7 overall. They're 1-1 in WCC play. Oregon State women, Kennedy Schuler, a near triple-double, 10 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. Oregon State beat St. Mary's to complete a road sweep back down there in Moraga, California, 63-57. Schuler, one of 3 Beavers in double figures, joining Tiara Bolden and Jenna Villa. Bolden scores 13. Villa adds 16, who's coming off a Player of the Week honors in the WCC. Duo made all 11 of their free throws as well. Beavers return home to take on Pacific. That'll be this Friday night, 6 p.m. at Gill Coliseum. By the way, the men are on the road to take on Pacific on Friday.
Can I tell you the stat you missed from the Oregon State men's
Sure,
game?
go for it.
Our favorite Beaver, Yak Yak.
Oh, your favorite Beaver.
My favorite Beaver.
You just like saying the name.
Can I give you my stat?
Absolutely.
16 minutes, 5 fouls. Got in, got out in 16 minutes.
Wow, that's an efficient
3 for 3
use
for
of the time.
Hey, 3 for 3, but I'm telling you, if you can foul out in 16 minutes, he went in there with the job to do, and he did that job.
Oregon State women, by the way, 10-5 overall. They're now 2-0 in the WCC, and they drop St. Mary's to 0-2 in the WCC and 9-6 overall. All right, so as we wind things up, looking forward, Oregon women will be at home trying to bounce back against Northwestern. That will be on New Year's Day, which is tomorrow, Goose, just so you know. I know when you wake up tomorrow, it'll be, you got to start.
I'm going to flush it. I'm going to flush this thing by the time I watch that game.
So do you write checks, by the way? Do you still handwrite any checks?
Some, not many, but some.
So
I still go to the bank and cash some checks.
Oh, well, okay, not from me, you don't, and not from Justin coming up. But so do you have a problem sometimes with that first check that you write? I'm doing writing check that you write 2025. This was actually an easy one for 2025 to 2026. It's not that hard to just make it into a 6, right?
Yeah.
But do you have any problems with that?
I don't, but I haven't written a check yet this in 2026. We'll see. I'll let you know. Check back with me, and
on the 16th, text me?
On the 16th when we're down in Coquille, let me know, and I'll let you know if I've written any checks yet. That'll give me 2 weeks to get a check written.
Coquille Casino and Resort, which will be down there on the 16th. So, boys, anything else? Any final thoughts that we have?
Trent Walker is into the transfer portal. I thought that was interesting for Oregon State. He got that extra year, and
Darius Clemens as well for Oregon State.
Yeah, so 2 guys who would be interesting to see. We were talking about, did they go and, Jamarcus said, hey, you're welcome back.
Jamarcus Shepard, the new head coach.
Other guys, and maybe we're going to invest some NIL money elsewhere. And Trent, and particularly Trent, who's put up some pretty big numbers, can probably have a pretty good market out there, I would think. So I think he probably wants to kind of play the field and see where it's at and see what Big Ten money looks like, or SEC money. I do think it's a little sad, though, because he is a guy that he was a walk-on. He grew up a Beaver fan, and it's like, you always want those great stories. No, and I know we're past that. The sentimental days of college football are gone.
Know, but that's what I'm saying. It's sad. It's sad that you have a guy that kind of came out of nowhere and has had success, and you're bringing in a new coach, and you hope that maybe he could have a nice finishing off season for them. But that's just not reality, like you're saying.
You are like a block of granite, Goose.
College football anymore, so I don't want to hear about like the sentimentality. I can't believe this poor little walk-on has to go. He's
not poor him. I'm not sad for him. I'm sad for the fans.
I know, but I'm saying he's probably leaving for $500,000 to $600,000. I'm sure if he wanted to stay and live out his Cinderella sentimental story for $100,000 in Corvallis, he could, but he probably sees $600,000 in the Midwest.
Okay, but I also think it's more of he went into that coaching staff, the new coaching staff with Jamarcus Shepard and with Coach Finley and others, and said, where's my role? How do you see me fitting into this? And maybe didn't like what he was hearing as well. So, I mean, we're not in that room. So we're making a lot of supposition here.
Yes. I'm going to disagree with you because these days I think that question is how much are you paying me? And they probably said, hey, our NIL budget is $3 million, so you're looking at $100,000. And he probably
Trent
said,
Walker on anybody's NFL board right now?
He's not. No, and that's why he's going to find.
So just go cash your check now because you're not going to cash it at the next level.
I don't think it's. I don't think that Jamarcus would say, your role's not here. I think he would say, look, we don't have an NIL budget to be getting into the 6 figures with you. And he probably says there's going to be an SEC or a Big Ten team that will. That's my guess.
You agree with that?
I would probably agree with that. And I also think that maybe that says something about the type of talent that Jamarcus Shepard thinks that he can bring in. If you're going to be willing to let a guy
Is he going to go pay for somebody else?
I think it's more the budget he's got right now. And they'll grow, I think, as he goes, but I don't think Oregon State has an NIL budget.
You just think they can't afford a Trent Walker right now?
I think Trent Walker thinks he can find more money somewhere else.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Well, so Oregon State's program on the football field is in evolution. And, of course, Oregon's football program is on the field tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. against Texas Tech. So, guys, as we wind it up, because we only have a few minutes left, let's wind it up with Oregon and Texas Tech, because we've talked to a lot of people this week. We've talked about it the last couple of weeks before the JMU game, and looking forward to this matchup. Kind of overlooked JMU a little bit, got past that hurdle. And so I think the biggest questions remain for Oregon tomorrow is going to be, you got a game under your belt. You have to, though, travel all the way across the country. Texas Tech is like you're right in a mirror. You're looking at what you do well. So I think there's an advantage, though, and I think it's for both teams, is that you're the ones going up against the ones. You're going up against a really tough defense in practice, just like the other team is. I think this is going to come down where, and I don't put a lot of stock in coaches at times, but I think coaching in this game is going to be paramount in terms of what happens during the game. What kind of adjustments are being made? How do they strategize? How do they self-scout, and what they're going to put on the field? I'll let you guys jump in.
I would just say, for all the hand-wringing that I've heard from Duck coaches this week and fans over the last year about how disadvantageous the bye was, Oregon better come out and start out quick, and they better, if suddenly this,
and if they
lose, and then all of a sudden that bye, that the narrative from last year is gone, and that could be this whole week. If we see teams that had the bye week that drop out this week, we're going to get some more answers. But like I said, for all the people who said, boy, that bye week was terrible, we don't want it, here's your chance, Oregon, to come out and prove that you've got a better strategy this year without it.
Well, and that's sort of what I was thinking the entire time. So I would come out and expect that Oregon is going to be a little bit quicker, a little bit more in tune with the game than Texas Tech. I quite frankly think this is going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think that the offenses are going to take control. I know the defenses are great. I think it'll be in the 20s or low 30s, but I think that it's going to be a game that I expect Oregon to come out fast, and then for Texas Tech to kind of flip a switch at some point, and Oregon's going to have to hold on. I think that's the way they're going to win this game.
Sounds like the Penn State game.
I know it's easy for me to say because we're talking to an Oregon crowd, but I think Oregon 34-24. Tell me a score.
23-13.
I think 35-34.
All right, here we go. Dad joke.
Oh, a joke! I got fired from the bank today. A woman asked me to check her balance, so I pushed her.
Dad jokes!
So I was told the other day I need to be careful about how many corny jokes I tell. Someone may just call the crops.
Oh, boy. Woo! And with that, let's welcome in 2026.
Yes. Very nice.
And more dad jokes coming in 2026.
It's sort of a resolution to not do dad jokes.
No, that's definitely not going to happen.
All right, we're off tomorrow, back in studio on Friday. Thanks, Goose. Thanks, Baby J.
Congratulations, Baby J. Congratulations.
Nice job.
Big bets, winner. Not loser.
Not winner.
Not winner, but not loser.
Thanks, Abby, back in the studio. God bless. Be well. Put a smile on your face. Someone else, they deserve it. So do you. Peace.